If you don't know what the fuck Virtual Console is, basically it's this thing where... I'm gonna restart this fucking episode.
Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics. Now let's start the show.
Thank you. What's the deal with the Virtual Console? It's like the Miiverse with the ground. So, if you don't really know what the Virtual Console is in general on Nintendo systems, like the Wii, the 3DS, and the Wii U, Virtual Console was this thing where basically they put up official emulation of these old games from older systems, so they wouldn't have to necessarily put in the expensive tech into the system. It's free to play the original games. You wouldn't have to get your hands on those original games to put into your system, and they are probably a lot cheaper than getting the real deal. So it's a way to basically do what people have been doing, on their computers and phones illegally for years, and they decided, we'll just do it officially, legally, so people don't have to be filthy pirate pieces of shit. You know, they don't have to go up and go all yo-ho-ho in a bottle of scum with this shit. But that's a whole different topic. I don't want to get too much into that. The point is, they were offering this. It was good prices for that stuff, more convenient, and you have all these games. You can play them all on the same system without having to get a bunch of extra stuff. It was a pretty awesome concept to me, especially that was a big selling point for the Wii to me. And I was like, oh, I can play all these other older games and stuff on it too. That's really awesome. That's a really cool idea you hadn't really seen much of, right? And with the Switch, the whole online announcement thing happened. And I mean, I don't want to talk too much about all the online features and crap. I'm more concerned about what this means for the Virtual Console, which apparently they're announcing now officially that the Virtual Console is not going to be on the Switch. As far as I know, they're not even planning on really putting out a bunch of retro games like that under the Virtual Console banner or not. You know, or I guess not under that if they're not doing Virtual Console. I don't think they're going to do that. They haven't said really that they aren't in that capacity either. People were a little confused, I guess, because Nintendo really never officially, before this point, they didn't officially say, we're definitely not doing Virtual Console. They were sort of, flip-flopping, I don't know, maybe. And so people probably kind of assumed, or they speculated, and a lot of people thought, well, it was on the Wii, the 3DS, and the Wii U, why the fuck wouldn't it be on the Switch? Well, it's not here, apparently, now, so what the fuck? Why would you think that is? I think part of it, it's mostly due to the online stuff, but part of it is just the fact that, the whole Wii U thing. If they had Virtual Console, then they would probably reasonably put Wii U games on there, right? I mean, the Wii U had Wii games on it. It makes sense that the Switch would have Wii U games there for you to play. I don't really see why not. I mean, I'm sure they could make up some excuse and be like, we couldn't do it because of some bullshit. But, I mean, they pretty much could. And the thing is, if they did that, it would be harder to sell to people these same games again as remakes and slightly enhanced ports on the Switch itself, right? I mean, who's going to pay $60 for this remake of a Wii game, or a Wii U game, when they could just pay 30 or maybe 40 or something, whatever they decide on, for Wii U games and a Virtual Console? What's going to be the pull there? They're going to be competing with themselves, I guess, at that point, right? And so I think maybe it's tied a bit to that. I also think it's tied to the NES stuff as well, because they're offering that as part of their online service, where basically it's if you get the online stuff, as long as you're subscribed to it, you can just play whatever NES games are on there. I don't know if that's going to be a rotation or if it's going to just keep adding games or what. You can play those NES games on there. It's kind of like streaming them, I guess, in a sense. You're just renting them for $20 a year, and then it's whatever this handful of NES games they give you and whatever else goes on there. And if you don't have the service anymore, I assume you just then don't have those games anymore. So again, you're kind of just renting them through that. And it's like, well, they don't want people to be able to buy those games outside of that to avoid that, I guess, so they can push it and make you want to have this. I don't know. I mean, like, that's the only other thing that would make sense. Like, I feel like they're going to push that with Super Nintendo and other games, too. And I get it that some of the stuff there is, like, they're doing shit like they're going to put in online multiplayer and stuff with some of these games, which is a cool idea to throw in for these old NES games, which also makes sense as making them part of the online service part. Why not also have a virtual console then for people who don't want to subscribe to that or want to have the original, unaltered experience? People who aren't necessarily going to subscribe to the online thing to play NES games or something like that anyways. Or maybe they played a bit on the online thing. You're like, oh, that game was cool. I tried it out there, like, as part of this online thing, and, like, it was fun, and I want to get it. Now I'm going to go buy it on the virtual console so I have it and can keep it. I think that there's definitely, like, a separation of the markets there. It's not going to be like, I have it here, so why would I not get it here? I don't think it's necessarily going to happen. Otherwise, the NES Classic Edition would be shooting the Switch in the foot with that, too, and I don't think that's happening either. So it's just, like, how many times have they resold us Super Mario Bros. Or The Legend of Zelda, and you're like, oh man, we really want them to do that again? Well, why not? It still sells. People are still buying those on their systems, and it would be great to have it on the Switch, because as you can see with every other game ever, people are like, this is a great game. I hope it comes to the Switch. I wish it was on the Switch. They like playing it on the TV and on the go, and it would get around the whole thing of, like, we don't need to have cross-platform purchases, which Nintendo never really figured out how the fuck to do, apparently. With their own, virtual console shit on 3DS and Wii U, but, like, putting it here, you just have it, and it's tied to, like, your account and whatever you're on your system. Then you'd be able to play your NES games, if you don't have internet connection, and if you're, at the time, and if you're, out and about, or if you want to play it on the TV, they would look nice on the little Switch screen. There's not really a whole lot of reason not to do it. I just don't see why you wouldn't just have the extra option there and just make more money off of doing those, because it can't be... If you can port these to the Wii, the 3DS, and the fucking Wii U, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do that. It's clearly with this online service they can, with a slightly different version of these two, why you wouldn't be able to just put them on there and make them available for people to also purchase. And I hope they at least do that, even if it's not necessarily under the Virtual Console banner or whatever. It should still be a thing that people can do, because then it's also going to be a big push to be like, okay, well, maybe it doesn't have backwards compatibility, which already that sucks, but at least you can still get those older games through this. I think that would be a really good idea to do that. I don't see why is it just gone now? Why is that not being offered? And the only thing I could think of really is to just make people want to do the online thing, which is like, for just playing these games, you don't really need to have online for fucking NES games, and like a lot of these were on systems that didn't have online, so it doesn't make sense that you would have to get a version that forces you to use shit that you might not even want to use with it in the first place. That's just ridiculous. Put them out separately, have the option, make it so people don't have to subscribe to that to get these games that they already shouldn't have to buy again anyways, but they definitely will if you let them. On top of that stuff, think about this. This is probably going to be another thing where we're going to see the GameCube get shoved under the rug, because for some reason on the Wii U, it was like, oh, well, we got Nintendo 64, and then we have Wii games. We just kind of jumped over, having any virtual console for the GameCube for who the fuck even knows what reason, which is stupid. And then, on top of that, it was like, they even have, like, Nintendo DS games on there, but no GameCube? What the hell? And so, you're like, well, no, Switch, they'll fix that. They'll right that wrong on the Switch. And here we are, no virtual console. Probably not going to see fucking GameCube games show up on there then either. Unless they're planning on doing a lot more remakes of Wii and Wii U, or, like, GameCube. They're planning on doing remakes of all this shit, maybe? Maybe that's the case. Which, again, is going to be kind of shitty, because then you have to get the remake version of it, and you have to get it for, like, probably full new game price, rather than having the option of playing the original at a reduced price, and being able to have that kind of experience again. And having it, on the go. Again, GameCube games on the go, wouldn't that be kind of a fun thing to do with that? I don't know, it just seems really bizarre that they're not doing that. And the only thing I could really hope for at this point with this shit is that maybe Nintendo will decide later on that, we do want to do a virtual console because people want to see it, Like, it's possible they will just bring it back, or maybe they're strategically waiting to release it. They want to have the online thing and push that with these features. They want to still push remakes and other shit while they can early on, and then as a way to try and maybe make it seem more like reinvigorate the audience or try to like grab more people in on at a slower period, they'll toss in that fucking okay, now we have virtual console again, here's a bunch of games. Like, that would be cool too. Like, just make it a thing, please. There's no reason to not really have some options for doing that shit, I guess. Or if it is going to be tying that shit to the online service, put all the shit up on the online service right away. Don't slow drip that shit. Put it up there. And then you have it. Hell, maybe even do something like this. If you're already on the online service and you play the games there, while they're available there, for a limited time, whatever, you get like a little discount and you can get it from the virtual console version cheaper. So that, you're still pushing them to be like, hey, you should be on this because you can get discounts on virtual console games here. It could work. It could still work really well for being a weird business decision thingy that's not going to necessarily kill your online service, which is already, like people were saying, it's pretty cheap, I guess. But it is a little annoying that people are, they've already been able to play online on that for, like, how long? Like a year or something now? And, you don't really know how much you love something until it's gone. So it's not like people are having to decide, do I want to, pay to play the game online or not? It's, do I want to pay to keep playing this game online that I already could play online for free? And I can ignore that shit and be like, no, I don't want to pay for the added online thing just to play my games online. I'll play them offline. Don't force me into that to rent games temporarily that I should be able to I could get on previous systems and just buy them on there and have them on there. It's ridiculous. I don't know. So I basically am just like, I don't know what the fuck the deal with the virtual console thing is. I don't know why this was their decision. I don't fully understand where they're going with that, and I don't even know what fuck. With how they handled the whole online thing in general, I don't think Nintendo knows what they're actually doing with that. They might just be like, if we're not doing it for now, and maybe we'll do it later. We don't really know. We just wanted for sure to get the Switch out really early when we got it out, because that's when we wanted to put it out, I guess. I don't know, like... They want so badly for the Switch to be a success that they don't really know how to handle other things surrounding it, because it's like, as long as the system did well, that's all we really were hoping on, and it worked. Now they gotta kind of pick it up, do the things you're supposed to do with it, because maybe jumping the gun was a bad idea. I don't know, but this is strange. It's a strange fucked up world we're living in here, and bring back the virtual console. That's basically what I'm saying. So what's the deal with the virtual console? It's like the Virtual Boy with the ground. What's the deal with Sam? What's the deal?